Good morning, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a really quick video, and it's very general, because unless you're driving a diesel, all vehicles have spark plugs and everybody's going to need to know how to change them. So I'm not focusing on the fact that this is a 4.0 or anything, just spark plugs. So depending on what style you have, you may have plug wires, you may not have the coil pack on top like this. But with this style, unplug your coil pack, and there's going to be a bolt, unless all your coil packs are being held on by one cover. It's going to be bolted in somehow. This one happens to be 10 millimeter, usually a 10 or a 8. Unbolt the coil pack. They're usually stuck pretty good. You gotta wiggle them a little first to get them out. There it goes. And check that. Take your rubber boot, make sure there's not any splits or cracks, because you want this to be all sealed in there. So make sure that's good. And you'll need an extension with your socket on it to get down to the spark plug. I might need more. Nope, I'm in there. I don't like to ever use power tools on stuff like this. I've seen people do it, use a little battery impact, something like that. I don't like to do that, because if you use a ratchet and do it by hand, you can tell if it's trying to gall up on you or get hard coming out. Once it gets to where you can do it by hand, see, if you've got the actual spark plug socket with the rubber grommet inside, it'll hold on to the spark plug, and you can pull the whole thing out as one. And there's that one. Do an inspection on it, see what kind of burning you're doing. This one looks really good. Possibly not as old as I was thinking, but it's over gapped. Hang on, I'll show you what that means. You'll have to Google it or look in your owner's manual to see what your spark plug gap is supposed to be. And you'll need a spark plug gapper. And now mine, it's 0.04 millimeters. So you slide it over to the 0.04. You might have to wiggle it over. And once you get to the 0.04, see if you can see that. You see that 0.04? That's where it needs to be. Just pop it off, and the spark plug is set. I see a lot of people not do this. You really should, when you're doing spark plugs, apply a little anti-seize. Especially nowadays with all the aluminum blocks. It's very easy to gall a spark plug and ruin the threads. Then you're spending hundreds of dollars in a machine shop getting it fixed. Just put it back in your spark plug that's got the little rubber grommet in it. Your spark plug socket. And I always thread them as far as I can by hand. That way, if like I said, if it feels like there's anything galling or got bad threads, I'll know it. The next step is to torque them properly. For the same reason, you got the aluminum block. If you over torque them, you're going to stretch those threads. And with the amount of compression the engine's got, there's going to come a time when it's going to just literally spit that spark plug out if the threads are all ripped out. And the torque specs on mine are 15 foot-pounds. You'll have to check and find out what yours are. I'm not going to bore you through setting the wrench and torquing them down. That's it. And once you get this one torqued down, you can put your coil pack back on, put the bolt in, plug it back in, and move on to the next one. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.